Tell it like it is. Don't be ashamed, let your conscience be your guide. But I know deep down inside of me, I believe you love me, forget your foolish pride. Tell it like it is. I'm nothing to play with, go and find yourself a toad. But I tell it like it is. My time is too expensive and I'm not your little boy.
Okay, guys, how we doing tonight? How we doing tonight? Let's see who we got on. Oh, Mr. Cut the Rope.
Baby boy, aloha.
Aloha, aloha. Okay, so you guys can hear me?
Loud and clear, brother, loud and clear.
Cool, cool. So for the new folks, tonight we're just gonna cover Bounce Back. And the reason why is because this product is so easy to use. It's basically learning how to draw a trend line. So if you can draw a trend line, you can use this product. We're gonna look over, a few pairs today, and I'm gonna, I know some people don't have time to sit and wait for the trades to happen, so I'll just go on to Trading View and show you how you can set alerts as well on your phone. So when the trades do hit, you get alerted to your Trading View app. And I'll probably cover about 4 or 5 pairs that happened last week. And let's get to it. All right. So last week's trade, we're going to go over the USD JPY. And if you guys have any questions when I'm going, feel free to unmute yourself and just come on and ask me a question.
Hey, brother, I got your chats for you, man. I got your back. You got reinforcements here, bro.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Okay, so last week, there was a trade USD JPY. And basically, there's 3 things, confirmations you got to have, right? So I'm going to go on to my Trading View. And I've already pre-marked of where the trades happen. So USD JPY was called on a 1-hour time frame, and it was called for a sell. Now, because it's on a sell, because the alert was called for a sell, it has to be at that point in time in a buy, which means the market is headed up, right? So USD JPY, this is where it's called. So first and foremost, we have to establish that buy because we are looking for the sell. Second, we drop down. So it was called on the 1 hour. We drop down 1 time frame and we draw our trend line. So where you see this line, we don't see anything to the right, right? So we just block out everything to the right now. Okay, so when you draw the trend line, this is how I'm going to explain it. If you've ever played connect the dots, like that puzzle book, if you ever drew a picture, there's connect the dots, there's a number, and all you got to do is draw, connect the dots, and it makes a big picture. This is how I like to explain it, okay? So from the 1 hour to draw our trend line, we drop down to the 15-minute, which I did. Okay. So again, from the line all the way to the right, you do not see. So this is how we're going to play connect the dots. You're looking for all the lows. So when you start from here, right, the market makes a higher, makes a high, makes a higher low, makes a high, makes a higher low. But again, we don't see anything to the right. So the only thing we can work with is these 2 lows. 1, 2. Basically, that's all we can work with because where the signal was called. Okay, so now we just go ahead and play connect the dots. You get your trend line, click on the first dot, you line it up, and that's what you're waiting for. Now, the second criteria, you drop down to the third criteria, you drop down one more time frame, which is the 5 minute, and this is where we're gonna get our entry, okay? And you know, I see some people in the group, in the bounce back group, they draw extra trend line, and you can do that, right? You can do that, but I'd suggest if you do that, and if you know when you get advanced, you need to really watch the trade because it can reverse on you. So for me, when you start, I'd rather you concentrate on, you know, this trend line right here, your main trend line. Like you can go from here up, right? But look, it reversed and it hit your stop loss, right? So we're waiting for this price to break here. Okay, so we got our trend line, right? Drop to the 5 minute. Price broke here, but watch your MACD. Look at your MACD. When price broke here, right? This is what you're looking for. Price to break your trend line, also with the MACD crossover. Now, when price broke, your MACD was turning back up, right? So technically, if you did enter, you followed criteria. But once you start, you know, getting the hang of the bounce back, you're gonna see, oh, the MACD is already at the bottom at the cross of the trend line. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna get a safer entry. As you can see up here, again, once you learn this, you would have waited for your entry and you would have redrew your trend line and you would have got in and you would have made what, about 40 pips. But for beginners, we want you to at least do 20, 30 pips just to, you know, get your feet wet. And, you know, as you study along, you can stay in the entry, stay in the trade once you learn the market structure game. So basically, that's all you're doing, right? Drawing your trend line, waiting for the break. You can see right here, it broke again. You got your crossover of the MACD. That's 14 pips. It did come back up, right? So that was the USD JPY. The next trade was the USD CAD. It was called on the 13th at 9:44. So again, we go to the USD CAD. And we were looking for a buy on the USD CAD as well. So call on the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame, we establish that because it's a buy, the market has to be in the sell. So we established it's headed down. And you can see, right, if you draw a trend line, the market's headed down at that time. So this blue line, again, is where the signal called for the trade. So now drop down one time frame, right, to the 15. And we're going to draw our trend line. Take our trend line, or if you want to start, play connect the dots, right? Put your dot, another dot. Remember, anything to the right, we wouldn't see. So this is the 3 dots that you would have to work with, right? Right, and again, like I said, once you get the hang of it, you're going to be able to redraw that trend line for a better entry. But right now, we just want you to concentrate on that main trend line. So let's see what it did. You got the break of the trend line here. You got the cross of the MACD as well. So your entry would have been right here. And that went for, 5 minute. All right, that went for about 27 pips. The advanced entry, right? You would have got here, still waiting. Here's your MACD cross on the 5 minute. This would be your entry. Your stop loss is always your previous low. So if it's in a high, if it's on a sell, you put it at the previous high. So the previous low for this trade would have been right here. As you can see, market came back, almost hit the stop loss, but it didn't. It took off. So if you got in on that entry, that would have been about 51 pips. So that was USD CAD. So again, draw your trend line, 1 hour time frame, drop one time frame to the 15 minute to draw your trend line, drop to the 5 minute for your entry, break of trend line with the MACD crossover. So that was USD CAD. Euro USD. Euro USD. We were looking for a sell on Euro USD, 1 hour time frame again. So there we go. That's when the signal came out on the 1 hour. Drop to the 15. Play connect the dots. There's one dot. There's your next dot. Here's one more dot. And again, remember, everything across to the right we wouldn't see. So we're going to work with these 3 dots right here. And we're going to draw that trend line. Now again, drop to the 5 minute. Wait for price to break the trend line. And you're going to notice every time price breaks the trend line, you're usually going to get a MACD crossover as well. So price broke right here. Also, you got the crossover at the same time. And let me line it up for you. So price broke right there. And then you got your MACD crossover as well. So how much pips did that go? About 19 pips for that first entry, right? Your little advanced entry, if you could have redrew your trend line. And look, MACD crossover, break a trend line. If you got in here, your entry, that would have been about 27 pips. Stop loss. Previous high. It came in wicked, it didn't hit your previous high, so you'd be fine, right? So this trade alone, again, was about 28 pips. Simple, right?
Mr. Hayes, will you please mute your mic? Please mute your mic, Mr. Hayes.
So CAD JPY, let's do the CAD JPY.
Hey, Micah.
Yes, sir.
Could you do one on the 240 time frame? The one that entries the 240. Can you do one of those?
Okay, I'll search for one.
All right.
So CAD JPY was called on the 60-minute time frame on the 13th, and we were looking for a sell. So again, 1 hour time frame. Where did it go? 1 hour time frame. Again, we first criteria, right? Establish that we're looking for a sell. So we establish that buy, right? It has to be in a buy if it's going for a sell. So we establish that. Now we drop down to the 15-minute to draw a trend line. So if you want to play connect the dots, there's your dots. 1, 2, there's 3 dots here. Now all we're doing is grabbing our trend line and we're connecting those dots, right? So as you can see, let's bring up our MACD, go to our 5 minute for entry. And again, cross of the MACD with the MACD crossover. So as you can see here, right, the MACD crossed here, but we didn't get a break of trend line until here, right? So if I line this up, the MACD actually crossed over before, right here, but we still didn't get the cross of the trend line there. So a lot of people I see, they get one and they try to jump in early, but again, remember, you need to wait for both. If you don't get one without the other, you stay out of the trade until both happens, right? So price came down, right? It broke here. So this would be your entry right here. Price broke, entry, about 39, 40 pips on that trade. Okay, let's go look for a 240. 240, NZD, USD. And it was on the 12th, 9/13. No, that can't be right. On the 13th. There you go. Okay. All right, one moment. On the 12th. Okay, right there. So this was a 4-hour entry. So because it's a 4-hour entry, to draw our trend line, we drop down 2 time frames, right? So we establish it's a sell, right? The USD NZD was for a sell, right? So again, 4-hour time frame, we drop down to the 30-minute because the 30-minute is 2 time frames down. Now, let's play connect the dots. You got this. Right, there you go. Now we draw our trend line. Connect the dots. And there we go. You can see at the same time, right? So now from the 30-minute, we drop to the 15 for our entry. As you can see, we got the same thing over and over again. Break a trend line. Cross of the MACD. This would have been your entry. And let's see how far that went for. About 31 pips for newbies, you know, 20, 30 pips. You would have stayed in, about 50 pips. So as you can see, guys, like if you just follow the criteria, your kids can do this, right? All you're doing is drawing the trend line and making sure price is heading in the direction. So how we're gonna set this up on TradingView, right? You need to download the app, right? So you need to download the TradingView app on your phone. Once you download your TradingView app on your phone, to set alerts, I believe you need the Pro version of TradingView. Hey, Jamie, is that correct, Jamie?
Yes, sir. You're 100% accurate.
Okay, so you want the pro version, and I think it's about $9.99 a month. But
Yeah, it's about
what
10,
you
15.
can do is there's a 30-day free trial. After the 30 days, and this is what I noticed about TradingView, they want to keep you as a customer. So if you try to cancel, they'll offer you a discount. And that usually happens, all the time. If you try to cancel, they're going to send you, an offer for a cheaper price. So I'd wait for that offer. I got the Pro Plus at 50% discount for the year. So I just went ahead and did that. But you only need Pro to actually set alerts. So this is how we're going to set the alert. So like for that NZD USD, all you have to do is set an alert. You click on the trend line, right? This is the add alert button. So you're going to get an alert crossing down and bar close, right? You create that alert. So once price breaks this trend line and the candle closes below the trend line, it's going to alert you on your app. So now all you got to do from your app is open your app, go to NZD USD, and look for the MACD crossover. If you get the MACD crossover, head to your MT4 mobile app, enter the trade. That's all you got to do to get the alerts on your phone, right? Because I know some of us are busy, we're out and about. So that's kind of what I like to do as well. When I'm out, with my kids at the softball game or at their practice, I always just add alerts to my trend line and I wait for them. Once they, iMarketslive made this thing so easy, right? That you're just waiting for a trend line break and a MACD crossover. So once that trend line breaks, you get the alert, open your app again, look for the MACD crossover, enter, right? Simple as that. Last week, I think Bounce Back went 16-2, I believe. So if you got into those trades, I mean, just entering them off the crossover and, following criteria, 16 wins, 2 losses, not bad at all. Most people who trade don't even win that much, right?
Right.
I know. Hey, and again, everyone's blessed to be on this team. I'm telling you, like, before I joined this, my trading was like, I don't even want to talk about my trading before this team. But it honestly was trash, right? But now that, I stuck around with these guys, I partnered with, Gwen, and started to learn market structure. That's the name of the game. Before, I was trading just off indicators alone, right? Yes, Bounce Back is an indicator, but you still need to follow the criteria. And what I love about Bounce Back as well, drawing your trend line is the start to you learning market structure. That's why I like it, right? Before I was going off indicators. Oh, this indicator hit, and I used the RSI. I've never used the MACD, right? And joining this team, I found out why the MACD was so important, right? RSI is great. I mean, it is. I still do use it, but just to trade off indicators alone, nah, I think I lost like 50 trades in 1-2. But yeah, guys, stick around with, learning from Gwen, learning for all the leaders in the group. You can't go wrong. My trading game and just how I look at the market now, a lot different from before.
Hey, Micah, there was a question in reference to the EMA crossover. If you could cover that between your 9 and 50, please.
Oh, yeah. So that's like a fourth confirmation, right, for Bounce Back. I know Bounce Back uses the Bollinger Bands, but we like to use the 9 and 50. As you can see as well, every time you get the 9 and 50 crossover, you get the break a trend line and the MACD crossover at the same time. So The 50 EMA is the last 50 days trading days, and getting just that extra confirmation is, builds confidence, right? Builds confidence in your trading. So yeah, usually you'll see that, right? When you get the crossover, you'll usually get that break of trend line and the MACD crossover as well. Let me see. Well, yeah, Mr. Cut the Rope, hey, he's the man. If you guys got like any questions, Jamie is very, very knowledgeable with this game. I've learned a lot from him. So that's basically what bounce back is.
Okay, I got another question pertaining to Gold Cup.
Gold Cup.
Yeah, how does that work in reference with bounce back? Is this more of an alert type deal? Is it?
Yeah, Gold Cup is basically, basically just gives you the pairs. They give you what price. And I personally never used the T Cup and Gold Cup. Jamie, have you used it?
That's okay. I was just curious. If you don't have to go over it now. I was just curious about it.
No, but I believe the guys who do Gold Cup, I believe from the start, they went like 74-10 or 72 and 14, something like that. And it's great for, for new people that, that doesn't know how to trade, just to punch in numbers. So basically all it is let me try the T-Cup real quick. So T-Cup, you're just waiting for that pending activation, right? Once you get that pink cup, now all you're doing is putting in price, right? Sell limit, put in the price in your MT4, right? Put in your take profit, put in your stop loss, and you just let the trade go. That's basically all it is.
Okay, one question, just based on this example here. Can you read at the top, says when MA4 crosses MA50 on the way up, don't take the next T-Cup. So I wouldn't take that one. That pending one, the pink one, is that what it's saying?
When MA4 crosses 50 on the way up, don't take the next T-Cup. Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay. Yeah. And you know what? They do have a Gold Cup channel as well. So you can get more information on, about that. And they do live trainings as well, I believe. But personally, I haven't used the Gold Cup yet. I do have it, but I've never used it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, though. Appreciate it.
Anybody else got any questions? Anybody want to?
Hey guys, don't be afraid to ask any questions. I mean, no question asked, you'll be out there lost. So we're all here learning. Trust me, we've all had our losses and our mistakes. Let's get to questions asked, guys.
Okay, well, about this axis in general, like, okay, now you. So far as like, I know this is like the beginner for a lot of people who are just starting off. like I've been hearing like a long-term example of using bounce back for a bigger trade. How would you incorporate that into like say for instance you wanted to do a day trade? Is there a kind of example that you can show from bounce back for a longer term trade based on like a day trade type deal?
Sir, basically the bounce back is not used for swing trading. All right. If you're talking about trying to pull, 50 or 100 pips, I'm not saying that bounce back won't give you 50 pips. But if you're looking for something like swing trading and you're just starting off, it probably wouldn't be in your best interest. Again, I don't know what the balance is in your account or what you're looking to start with.
Yeah, but, I got you. Yeah, I'm not ready. Believe me, I'm nowhere near ready for that. I was just curious if there was like an example for his bounce back. But this right here is good for me just to start off with.
Right. Because basically, bounce back is just pretty much the either the continuation of the original move, or it's giving you the correction. So this is more for short term, average 20 to maybe 30 pips.
Right.
Now, if you get more out of it, hey, that's just icing on the cake. You put yourself in profit. You move your stop loss up into profit. If it goes backwards, hey, you walk away. You walk away out in the market. Still with a win. Maybe not as much as a win as if you would have, but at least you walk away with something.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, total sense. Thank you.
Awesome.
Anyone else need, any questions answered? The best time to ask them when everybody's on.
Okay, another one, and I know it's a little bit too advanced for me, but I keep hearing you talk of divergency and a little bit with the Fibonacci. I'm still trying to look at the Fibonacci deal.
Oh, okay, man. Perfect time to ask. We got the divergence king on.
All right. Well, basically with divergence, that's a great question. I'm not sure this is going to be the format for divergence at this present time. I like to go ahead and click that clear with Gigi first before I jump into that. We got to make sure we get with leadership before we change up her venue.
Right.
So let's get with Gigi first, and if she wants to do a special training with divergence, I will definitely make myself available for that. So I don't want to get off her topic of what the intent is for this call, especially with Micah being in charge of the training tonight. I'm just here just to assist and back up Micah. Just be a good teammate.
Okay, appreciate it.
Any more questions? You guys got the criteria down? Oh, let me see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Rashad, you're gonna love it. But yeah, like as Gigi said, Gold Cup, high ratio of wins, and you just plug it in numbers. I need to start with that. Honestly, I do.
And did everyone want to kind of like introduce themselves, tell everybody where they're from, so we can kind of get to know each other just a tad bit, at least by first name?
Okay, well, I've asked a couple of questions, but I'll start. I haven't really said a whole lot. Rashard Maybank from Georgetown, South Carolina. Very new to trading. I've only been doing a couple of demos. and I really haven't lost anything, but I haven't gained anything either. So I've been just kind of going over, trend lines, looking at the Rinkos and looking at several things. But I mean, I am getting the bits and pieces of it from what Gigi be saying and from what y'all doing. I just need to practice some more. But anyway, Rashard Mayberry from Georgetown, South Carolina, ex-military. I'm currently still in the contracting game. I'm in Alabama right now. I had caught a flight and I drove from Atlanta to Alabama. But I heard you having this class, so I just wanted to get on here and get some few pointers. But I've traveled all over the world, 10 times fold as a soldier and as a contractor. And I've always heard about Forex, but never really had anyone to kind of guide me a bit. So I've heard it from a couple of different people besides Gigi. And I said, hey, let me take a chance with this. And, it's been opened my eyes to a lot of things that's been going on in my head forever about how the system is. And I'm just here trying to, start a new leaf on making some extra money and learning a skill that'll support me for the rest of my life. But like I said, I'm just here to learn and get better as a trader. And hopefully one day, I can continue on and let the next people know on what's going on. But I appreciate just being part of the group. Just give me some time, and I know I'll catch up.
Awesome, bro. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I tell you, man, you said that you really haven't gotten much out of the market. Yeah, you have, man. Okay, don't cut yourself short because you're learning a skill set. I guarantee you this. I guarantee I learned this from my mentor. You learn this skill set, oh, trust me. The money going to come. It's going to come 5, 10, 15, 20 fold. Now, that right there is guaranteed.
I believe you.
Good deal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Who's next? Who's next? Oh, come on now. I know everybody ain't shy now. If we was up in the club, we'd be tearing the club up. Come on now. Let's get it. Come on, Mr. Maxwell. I see you there cheesing from ear to ear, baby boy. Come on, introduce yourself, family.
Oh man, my name is Andrew Maxwell. Been trading for a year now. Life's looking good, but yeah, man, y'all need to ask questions. Closed mouth won't get fed. Unless y'all experts right now. I mean, you can ask the same question over if you wasn't sure about the answer that you got the first time. I mean, so speak up.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, well, I guess the rest of us a little shy on here, right? So, Micah, you got anything else, my brother?
No, I don't.
Well, I see that we've been graced with Miss Guinevere Ramos chasing pips. I don't think she's chasing pips. I think pips are chasing her. So, Gwen, you want to go ahead and step up to the mic and share some words of wisdom? I know she's currently traveling right now, and she was just going to be listening in.
What pairs are anybody looking at? Do anybody want to give out a pair that they're looking at right now?
Let's look at GA.
Okay, let me.
You can't be coming up here with no sandwiches and Pepsi now without sharing with everybody. Well, Miss Ruby, since you're sitting there with sandwiches and Pepsi, you're going to have to introduce yourself.
It's really heavy, too. Okay, you can have some for everybody.
All right, go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Ruby.
My name is Ruby, and I came over to this team. I was on another team, and I didn't like what was going on, and Gigi and I talked, and here I am.
You know, it's funny, Miss Ruby, me and you are in the same situation.
I'm sorry?
Me and you came from the same in the same situation.
Yes.
I was with, you know, another team for about 2 years and basically just trading off indicators until I, you know, came over with Gigi. That's when I kind of looked at the market a little different. So I can tell you guys are definitely on the right team with the right people.
Yes, I believe it because I wasn't getting anything from the other team, just pushing this and pushing that and not trying to teach and train us how to make money. And when I first went to the Friday night session with DG, I fell in love. And I'm like, this is where I need to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm still trying to get over the scalper syndrome.
Exactly.
Well, you know what, guys, that's awesome. But I tell you this, you know, the past is the only thing we can do with the past is learn from it, and we move forward to something even better because we can take that as a learning experience, and we take that as saying the do's and don'ts. And once we share this opportunity with our loved ones or even a stranger, we'll be able to show them the proper way of market structure and to learn the skill set to take care of them and whoever they want to assist and take care of with them and be a change in someone's life. All right?
Right.
Definitely.
All right, all right. Let's look at GA. Thank you, Ms. Ruby. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead and break down GA, Mr. Micah.
Oh, I just was fooling around with it earlier. I mean, on Saturday. And this is all I've been looking at, mocked it up. And please correct me or, you know. So I see it was in a daily channel headed up. And this line on the top is a weekly resistance. So I'm waiting for my next move, right? So if I drop down to the 1 hour, what will be my next move from here, Mr. Jamie?
I would basically say that'd be a continuation. It didn't surpass the previous high. I'll wait for the 2 EMAs to cross. I'll wait for it to cross there. I'll go ahead and look at the overall move there on the, let me see, that's the 1 hour. I'll wait to go ahead. I'll drop down probably to like the 5 minute. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll see where we're at in the market on the 1 hour. All right. So I will go ahead and wait for confirmations following those 3 rules. Wait for the EMAs to cross. Wait for the EMAs to cross through the histogram, the 0 line on the MACD, and I'll wait for it to pass my trend line. If those 3 rules are not completed, we don't get in the trade. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so quick question on that then. So you always wait for it to cross the histogram between what, the 1 minute and the 15-minute time frame?
I'm gonna be frank with you. I don't use the 15-minute. I use the 10.
Okay.
That's just for my own personal preference.
Right.
I like the 5 minute. But if it doesn't, as you can see here, it has crossed over on price. It did cross. All right, which we are looking for. But it has not fully crossed through the histogram. Now, if you would have gotten this trade as a sniper, yeah, you probably would have pulled out about 16 pips. But look what it's doing. it's starting to pull back. So if you would have got into that right at the cross, you'll probably still be in profit. But what if it reverses and goes back up to retouch that top? Now you're gonna be in the red. You have to follow the rules, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't follow the rules, you're not going to be as successful as you want to be. You want to be only in red for like maybe no more than a minute. And that's just because of your spread. Otherwise, hey, I love seeing blue. So make sure you follow your confirmations, make sure you follow your rules, and stick to it. You know, when you get yourself in a position where you become more seasoned, and you're building up your mindset, your confidence level. Hey, if you're feeling froggy, jump, take that sniper trade. But if you're not there yet, hey, no need to play the crap table. You know, you want to hit 7 or 11? Okay, not a problem. But first, let's get the basics out the way so that way you can build up your self-confidence, all right? Yes or yes?
Yes, sir.
All right.
You love GA, huh?
Say again, sir?
I say you love GA.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I that GA is a money maker. I'm gonna tell you that right now. People sleeping on it. Yeah, it's about to do some interesting things. So get ready.
But other than that, guys, that's basically all I had for tonight. In about 10 minutes, Lindor is hopping on. He has a meeting in IML TV, which I highly suggest you guys get on. But other than that, any more questions about Bounce Back?
No, I'm good. James, can I just ask you a quick question? You said you're in Saudi Arabia, right?
That's correct, sir.
Do you know a guy named Byron Sparrow by chance?
Byron or Brian?
Hey guys, can I make a special request?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm in Charleston driving, so I'm having to mute in and out. If there's anybody that needs to like get set up with a broker or anything, let them ask those type of questions. I don't know if there's anybody brand new or anything.
Is everybody set up with a broker? Yes or yes? If you are, put a 111 in the chat.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we got 2 people. All right, well, I guess we got 2 people that set up with a broker. I guess they'll go ahead and get with their sponsor and get everything else set up, and then they can probably reach out. All right, Ms. Ruby, good. They'll probably just reach out to their sponsor to get set up. Gigi, you have any words of wisdom you want to share with the group before we get out of here so we can catch Lindor?
Just please, please, please do not hesitate to ask questions about anything. We have people in our group who are making 6 figures. We have people in our group who just started and have already hit high 5 figures. So you're an awesome, awesome team. We love helping each other, and welcome.
Can I explain what time that the bounce signals usually come?
Shoot.
Whenever it meets the market conditions, you know, whenever a trade or a pair meets the conditions, you know, that's one thing about the bounce back and why it's so successful. It has a set of rules, and it will not call the trade until all those rules have been met. Where we as traders, you know, we trade sometimes based off of emotions, and we prematurely get in trades and don't wait until all criteria has been met. So yeah, it will call a trade whenever all criteria for the bounce back has been met.
Okay, so it's not like we're going to get more signals at a certain like session or nothing like that, right?
Nope, it's the market moves when the market moves. So it could be anytime. That's why I always make sure you're plugged into the Telegram alerts, and when the app comes out, you can download the app.
Hope y'all took notes of that.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Mike, I guess you can wrap things up so we can catch Lindor in 6 minutes.
Okay, cool. I hope you guys have a great evening, a great trading week. We'll see you in the group. Let's trade.
Oh, one more thing. If you are completely new, go through IML Academy, watch Adeze Duncan, I think it's Abel, and Joshua Walls. Make sure you do watch the new trader sessions before you jump on anything advanced.
Gotcha.
Words of wisdom.
I need to add that to the start guide. All righty then. You folks have a great evening.
All right, great job, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy.